I'm going to keep this raw and just show you the imperfections. I'll share with you some of the wins, the failures, and what I learned. But let me start with a story. I remember sitting in class. It was an entrepreneurship course. I remember arriving there and my teacher, his breath just fucking stank as I walked into the classroom, and I sat down and he was just regurgitating information that he was reading off a textbook. And someone asked him if he's ever started a business himself. And what I came to realize is this guy has never had a business. He's attempted to have a business one time and he failed. And now he's teaching entrepreneurship. He's teaching people to be like him, essentially. And he's reading from a textbook. There's no real world experience. And I'm sitting here thinking I'm paying to learn from this guy. How insane is this? Now, I never sat out to start a marketing company. I didn't know what kind of business I wanted to have. I didn't even want to be an entrepreneur. I just knew that this 9-to-5 rat race, the matrix, is not something that I wanted to be a part of. It didn't seem right to clock in at work in the morning, stay till late at night, make someone else all this money, and then get one vacation a year for a week or two, and then retire at 65 while never actually making any money. I knew there was another side of life to where you can actually be free. And I'm not talking millions of dollars. I just wanted to make a full-time income, have freedom, travel, be able to take care of the people that I loved. Growing up, we were on government welfare, food stamps, didn't have much money. So I wanted an improvement in my life. And the first business that I essentially started was web design. I didn't have many skills. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I was good on computers and I was kind of interested in design. So web design seemed appropriate. And back then, we didn't have all these tools, so I learned how to code. I was able to write HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and I ended up getting a job in that space. But I was super focused on getting clients. And at the job, I was working a security job. I was making like $8 an hour. I think it was $8.25. And one of my coworkers was a photographer, and I built him a website for $150, whole website. And this was my entry really into entrepreneurship, into being a freelancer. And I built that first website. My second website was $400, and it was someone that he referred. And then my third website was $1,500. And this website completely changed my life because that's the first time I even saw $1,000. And it just kind of gave me this vision that this is real. People do pay thousands of dollars, and maybe I can make a full-time income with this. And the crazy part about all of this is it took me a year to even get to this point. You know, some people complain on why they're not successful in 1, 2, 3 months, but it took me an entire year while I was working and I was in school to land those clients. I didn't have a course with someone teaching me or helping me the way there are now. And one big thing that I learned about web design is it's not a very good business. As I continued reading a lot of books, and as I continued learning, I realized that web design is a flawed business model because you have to start from zero every single month, which is how I got into marketing services. I ended up purchasing an SEO course, and I learned all the basics of doing SEO. And I started offering this to some clients, to some of my web design clients. And this is about maybe like 2018. And even though I didn't have that much success, I managed to land a few clients, and then some of them canceled after a few months, and I was charging very little. It was like $500 a month. I didn't have a niche. I didn't have any of the advice that people give out now. My niche was anyone that would freaking pay me, that was local to me. I was meeting people in person, driving to coffee shops in the snow. And that's how I started. Now, by 2019, I just kept doing it. Even though it wasn't really working, I was losing clients. Some websites didn't rank on Google at all. I just kept pushing forward Because even if it took me 5 years, 10 years to make a full-time income with this, I was okay with that. If it took me 5, 10 years to become free and to make money on my own, that's cool, that's fine. I knew I would eventually figure it out. Now, 2019, I started making a full-time income with this. I was doing SEO, I was doing web design, and even though I had no proven model, I had enough clients. So I moved out of New York, I moved down to Florida, then moved to California, moved to Las Vegas, and I just started traveling. And I left the cold city that I was in. Now, around late 2019, I took another course on Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And then I went to my existing clients, some of my website clients that were paying me for website hosting, and I offered them Facebook ads. I went to my SEO clients and I offered them Facebook ads for free on a trial. And although most of them didn't sign up, a few of them did, which gave me the experience that I need to actually run these Facebook ads and to see that they do work. Now, even if I didn't have any clients and I was just starting from zero, I would offer it for free. And that is what I did. I started reaching out to business owners. The course that I took also taught some sales. So I started getting better at actually selling my services. And I would offer the service for free on a trial. And then I would charge people, it was like $500 a month for my first couple clients. After that, I started charging people $1,000 a month. And then I realized that this works. Now in 2020, the biggest thing that changed was I became hyper-focused. See, the thing is, I've never been free in my life. I always had to do something. It was always, I have to go to school, or then I had to go to work. I was so used to just grinding that I wanted to take some time for myself. And in 2019, that's exactly what I did. I didn't really focus on the business and I didn't grow at all. I just had my existing clients and I was focused on traveling and just having fun. Now, when I did sit down and really hyper-focus, I finally was able to pick a niche. And I realized I was working with a lot of contractors. So I thought maybe contractors is my niche. But from there, I looked at who did I get the best results for? And I realized there were some kitchen and bath companies that we were crushing it for. Now, it wasn't a lot of clients that we had still at this point, but one client was crushing it in that space. And so I decided maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll go into the kitchen and bath space. And I saw that it was working for them. And I thought, well, why don't I just run Facebook ads for my own agency? And that's what I did. Now, I was only making $5,000, $6,000 a month, but I reinvested $1,000 to $1,500 a month, which was certainly a lot for me back then, considering I still had other bills and I had rent and other stuff that I had to pay. But as I started running ads for my agency, I started getting more and more appointments on my calendar, and I had predictable sales calls. And so now I was able to start scaling. Few months after that, I was making over $10,000 a month. And then a couple months after that, I was making over $15,000 a month because I figured out all the other areas of the business. I was able to figure out my service delivery. I was able to figure out how to talk to clients. And then effectively what happened was everything just clicked. All the information that I've accumulated over the years, even though I was half in, half out, I had jobs, and then I would quit my job to try to go all in on my freelancing business. And then it wouldn't work. And then I had to get a job again. And at times I even questioned, should I even start a business? I tried and it didn't work. But the big thing here is I didn't give up and I kept on pushing forward. Also in 2020, the big change was I actually hired a contractor to help me. I had this flawed mentality that a lot of web designers have, which is I have to do everything. I have to do every part of the job. I had a one-person business and I just, for some reason, didn't think I needed help because I wanted to do everything myself, which is not right. So I started outsourcing the actual service delivery. And I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, this felt like a cheat code. Wait, I'm getting paid $1,000 a month and I'm outsourcing all the work for $250 per month per client. And I realized this is a beautiful model because effectively I can't lose money. I just sign clients and then I hand it off to them. Now, again, I am the one that had the expertise in that niche. So all I have to do is just train this person on exactly how I run ads, and they just do it for me. And then I could focus on the important stuff. Now, as we all know, in 2020, the world was shut down. So I focused all my effort on my agency. I literally did nothing else. I moved to a new city, Las Vegas. I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anyone. I was brand new. And all I did was focus on the agency and go to the gym. And then sometimes go for hikes. That is about everything that I did that year. I was in monk mode, and that's why I grew so much. And in 2021, I got a little bit burnt out. So I took my first digital nomad trip as an entrepreneur. At this point, I would consider I was an entrepreneur. I had some employees that were full-time. I converted my contractor that I was paying per month per client to a full-time salary, and I was comfortable. Anytime I wanted to grow my company, all I had to do was just turn on ads, and then the appointments would just fill my calendar. And yes, it cost money, but I always made more money than I spent. If I spent $1,000, I would get at least 10 appointments. Out of those 10, let's say 8 of them would actually show up. I would always close at least 2 projects, at least 2 clients from those appointments. And we were charging at this point $1,500 per month, meaning I spend $1,000, I was making back $3,000 per month. And we had a 3-month minimum. So that's why I love agency services. And that's why I love doing the marketing stuff. But I didn't start that way. And I think a lot of people are stuck with certain services. Either they don't want to learn the services, or they just learn 1 or 2 and then they just cap themselves at that service. Keep going, keep learning everything. And some clients even that we did multiple services for. They needed SEO. Guess what? I had the experience. They needed a new website. They were going to spend $6,000 somewhere else for a website. Well, they could pay me. I would do it for them. Everything that I learned compounded, and I had the freedom business that I wanted. I had a very lean team, extremely high profit margins. I was making over $20,000 per month. And out of that, $15,000, $16,000 was profit. I was even able to start paying my mom an income every single month. And that was one of the proudest moments that I had. I still don't have any luxury cars or luxury watches because I wanted to make sure that my family is taken care of first. In 2022, I ended up moving out altogether, left the US, moved down south, moved to Mexico, stayed in Mexico for a couple months, then went down to Colombia, really loved Colombia. I started meeting a bunch of agency owners, and that grew my business further because now I had insider secrets and tactics that people don't share online. And I just started networking and seeing what everyone else is doing in all these different niches. And that allowed me to grow my business even further because at some point, after like 10, 15, 20,000 a month, it's not necessarily about learning the little tactics and hacks about how to get clients and how to automate certain things. It's more about the specifics of, hey, what's going on with this back end operational issue that I'm having? Or what do you think is the constraint in my business? It's more about having these kinds of conversations. And that also allowed me to grow my business even further. Now, when I was in Mexico, let me back up here. I actually tried to retire. I tried to sit down on a beach for over a month and just drink pina coladas and try to do nothing. I wanted to see what retirement was like because I achieved my dream. I hit all my goals. And I realized none of it was fulfilling. You wake up and you just have nothing to do. You think it's cool to outsource everything and then make money, but you will get bored. Trust me. You think it's fun to just surf all day and then have some drinks and then hang out, but it's not that good. If you're any level of driven, you're just going to get annoyed. You're going to want to get back to work. You're going to want to know about the newest strategy. You're going to want to execute on things. And that was an amazing experience for me because I saw that this was more fun than the vacation that I had. Building the business and getting to that point was more fun than this end result that I wanted for so long since the beginning. The freedom that I craved. When I was sitting in that entrepreneurship class, looking at the teacher, thinking, dude, why are you teaching me? You don't know anything, at least in the entrepreneurship space. And this was a huge realization because now when things get hard, I think back to that moment and I realize this is the fun part. Yes, it's hard, but this is what's fun. And at the end of the day, you're going to look back at your journey and look at all the tough shit that you have to overcome, which it will come. Things will break. Appointments won't close. Maybe you'll waste some money on Facebook ads. Maybe you'll waste money here. Maybe you'll hire the wrong person and you'll waste money there. Or maybe they'll do a terrible job and now you're losing clients faster than you can sign them because of your employee who says he's doing work, but he's not, which, by the way, this happened to me. You're going to encounter all these issues. But at the end of the day, that's the fun part. You're building something. And then in 2023, I effectively started helping other agency owners completely for free. Like literally, I had nothing to sell them. I would just jump on Zoom. I would help them. I would answer questions. And I just wanted to help. I wanted to learn about different industries and different struggles that people are having to see if maybe I can help in some way. And then I learned about the GoHighLevel affiliate program and I realized how amazing that was. And I just started helping all these people that didn't have GoHighLevel. I just helped them install it and all of that. And then slowly but surely that grew into a Facebook group. And then everyone was asking me questions, which is how I started making my YouTube videos around what people need. It allowed me to keep coaching and to keep helping people completely free because you need this software. When you sign up to HighLevel, it gives me a commission, which allows me to help you and teach you everything for free. And that has been a big focus in 2023. I still have my agency and it's still pumping. It's still doing really well. I still have it to this day. I love my agency clients. I've been with certain clients for 3+ years, which has been amazing and crazy to think about. If you do the math on a client that's paying you $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month for 3 years, it ends up being insane. And I haven't seen a better business model. Also, throughout that journey, I've tried a bunch of stuff, drop shipping. I've tried some stuff on Amazon and these other online business niches and this and that. I tried rank and rent SEO model. And this model that I have right here, offering high ticket services, GoHighLevel as a downsell, offering websites and website in a day packages, all of that has been the cream of the crop from all my years of experience and all my years of doing this. And now that is exactly what I teach. If you want to see more videos about that, you can check this out right here.